Here we are almost at the end of the Power Voice Summit. In just a little bit, Les Brown is going to come on. But before I bring him on, I want you all to do the equivalent. And if you want to actually, as I say, do the equivalent of giving a standing ovation. If you want to stand up for this final speaker of the day, you can do it. Or the equivalent would be tapping the heart and the like button. Gentlemen, smash the like, smash the heart, stand up, put your hands together, and welcome to the stage, Mr. Stephen Ward.
Let's have some fun. You know, the other day I was watching a documentary on the birth of the Boeing jet. I believe the chief engineer, his name was Mr. Joe Stutter. And I want you to keep in mind that as I tell this story, that in 1965, there had never been a commercialized jet of this magnitude that has ever been created. So there were no blueprints to go off of. There was no model to imitate. Mr. Stutter didn't have any references to refer to, just his imagination and his dreams. And then as I'm sitting on the couch 55 years later, just looking at him, I'm cheering him on. Keep going, Mr. Stutter. You got this. You got this. See, I'm watching him 55 years later because not only do I know he's going to be very successful at the end of this documentary, but I know that his jet was retired by bigger, stronger, faster jets that will hold double the capacity only because he didn't fail and he didn't give up on his dream. Keep going, Mr. Stutter. You got this. You got this. But see, as I'm watching the documentary, I start to think what it must feel like in real time for him when he was nervous and he saw engine failure after engine failure. Keep going, Mr. Stutter. You got this. You got this. What he must have felt like when he's heard all the naysayers and he heard the family and the friends that didn't support him and all the members that probably was telling him he's way above his dreams and is going over his head. Keep going, Mr. Stutter. You got this. You got this. What he must have felt like when he started to reach that deadline and he started to realize that all of the jets that he had committed to, he wasn't nearly complete. Keep going, Mr. Stutter. You got this. You got this. See, I could imagine when he went to bed that night and he put his head on that pillow, he was thinking about his dreams and his goals, and he realized that his baby, his prototype, wasn't operating the way it was supposed to operate. What do you think I said to him? You type it down in the box. Keep going, Mr. Stutter. You got this. You got this. See, I could only imagine Mr. Stutter. He probably wanted to quit. He probably thought that his dreams was too big. And he probably thought that it was impossible. But he thought about the words of Nelson Mandela that said, it's always impossible until it's done. See, phenomenal you, I want you to know something, that you're going to be absolutely amazing at what it is that you want to do. And right now, I want you to think about your goals, your dreams, and your aspiration and the boxes that you want to check off. And I also want you to think about all of the things that have stopped you and prohibited you from doing those things. Maybe it's limited beliefs. Maybe it's an old, outdated value system that you've been brought up with. See, but I want to offer you some words of encouragement. Because if you ever procrastinated on pursuing your dreams or your goals, or, you just stumbled because you didn't know if you was ready, I want you to know that you are absolutely ready. You got this. And what I want you to do is I want you to listen to you. Listen to that true voice. Listen to that divine voice, that true identity inside of you. See, because I believe that we all have a desired version. I call it our desired self. And I believe that as I'm walking through life and I'm stumbling and I'm tripping up here, there's my desired self looking down at me on the couch saying, keep going, Steve, because you got this. You got this. See, our desired version is not perfect. Nah. But what our desired version is, that's the version of you that when you're stopping and you're stumbling, it's pulling you on. Keep going. That's the version of you that when you want to pursue your goals and you have dreams that you want to do, but life gets in the way, responsibilities gets in the way, and you don't know if you can keep going. You don't know if you have the strength to make it to the next day. That's the version of you that's saying, yes, you do. Let's go. Keep going. You got this. See, I work for a position where a lot of great individuals has made some poor decisions. And I'm included. And it's not because of a lack of education or lack of information. It's just because we fail to sit quiet and listen to that true divine voice inside of us, pointing us in the right direction. See, but it wasn't until I started to listen to my inner self that I was able to stop living a false life of continuous low frequency. It wasn't until I was able to listen to my divine self that I was able to step inside my purpose with passion. It wasn't until I was able to listen to my divine self that I was able to detach myself from that old cinematic script and that role that I've been playing all the way up until this point. But see, it wasn't always like that. See, I grew up in a one-bedroom apartment, and I was the middle child. And if there are any middle childs out there, please type in if you can attest to this. See, I didn't get as much leniency, and my allowance wasn't as big as my older sibling, and I didn't get what I felt was enough attention as my younger sibling. And my parents, they was definitely there. They bust their behinds to make sure we had what it is that we need to have. And my father, that hero, he was a military Navy man. He was disciplined. He could teach me everything on how to be militant. As a matter of fact, I went out and I got myself a professional career, imitating the model that I saw in my father. But while my father can show me everything about being professional and disciplined, what I needed a little bit more from him was those encouraging words. What I needed a little bit more from him when I was stumbling as I was going on was him saying, keep going, son, you got this. You got. What I needed a little bit more from him was that validation. See, because I could get validation from anyone, but I needed it from him. And I didn't realize that because of a lack of, that I would grow up with self-doubt and low self-esteem. I would find myself going from relationship to relationship, trying to find significance, but can't deliver on emotions and becoming uncompassionate. But that defining moment for me was when I had my 3 beautiful children. And how ironic that the one that looks like me, the one that acts like me, the only daughter that I have is the middle child. And I noticed that when she was going through what it was that she was going through, I didn't offer those encouraging words. What I noticed is that when my daughter was tripping up and she had her mountains, and when she was going through her engine failures, I wasn't there to say, keep going, baby girl, you got this, you got this. And when she needed validation, I was there present, but I didn't recognize it. I didn't have self-awareness. I didn't connect the dots until I turned around and looked backwards, like Barry said earlier. And I said, oh, no, we're going to change this script right away. See, ladies and gentlemen, because life, sometimes you have to be your own crash test dummy. You're going to get beat up. You're going to get banged up. You're going to get banged on. And parents, you might even be looking foolish. But it's okay, because these things are not there to destroy you. They are not there to keep you down. These things are there to help you reinforce, to help rebuild you, to help make you stronger. So the next time life comes around with those obstacles, they go, boom, you can weather that impact. Keep going, because you got this. See, I changed my story. Mel Robbins said, the same boiling water that softens a potato also hardens the egg. It is what you made of. It is not your circumstances. And I was determined not to let the circumstances that I went through repeat that pattern, be the same pattern that I gave to my daughter. So I said to myself, you got this. And I changed my identity. I changed my pattern. Here's something else I want you to do. I want you to listen to you. And I want you to know, I want you to be yourself. See, Abraham Lincoln said, whatever you are, be a good one. Oscar Wilde said, be yourself, because everyone else is taken. Lao Tzu said, at the center of your being, you will find the answers, because you know what you want and you know who you are. Be yourself. See, because in life, we're not always going to get dealt a fair hand. Sometimes you might find yourself in a situation or an environment that's not directly aligned with who it is you are or what it is that you want. And sometimes you might have to take advantage of an opportunity just so that you can release your true potential, because sometimes you might have to remind yourself who you are. Sometimes you might have to remind others how you want to be treated. It reminds me of a story of a tiger called Ming. A Siberian tiger that was raised in an apartment in Harlem, living a false life. For 3 years, this tiger remained silent. For 3 years, this tiger remained faithful and obedient. For 3 years, this tiger didn't show his true potential and laid suppressed until one day he remembered who he was. And oh, he put the world on notice. See, the caretaker, he had a love for animals, so he brought in a stray cat. And what happened? Ming did what Ming did, being an apex predator. He decided to hunt. He reminded himself of who he was. He reminded himself that he wasn't a domesticated 450-pound kitten. He was an apex predator, and he decided to unleash his potential. And as a result, the owner and the cat suffered injuries and they survived. But it was because Ming remembered who he was and unleashed his potential that he put the world on notice. And Ming was released. And now he was living the life that he deserved. See, I want you to live the life that you deserve. Because like Angelica said, nobody can live your life just like you. Don't downsize your life for someone else or something that may not know your true value. Don't downsize your life because you have limited thoughts and you don't think that it's possible for you. Don't downsize your life because, like Mr. Study, you may have gotten nervous and you got engine failure after engine failure. No, that's not you. Because out there, there is someone that needs to hear your story. There is someone that needs to see you dance. There is someone that needs to read your book. There's someone that wants to wear your brand. There's someone out there who needs hope. Someone who needs approval. I needed approval when I was younger. Someone who needed validation. I needed validation when I was younger. Someone who needs empowerment. Someone who needs to feel significant. Someone who is ready to give up that traditional life that they be living in that old character. Someone who is waiting for you to give them an opportunity. Someone who wants to tap into their purpose but needs your passion. Someone who wants to grow. Someone who wants to see change. I want you to listen to you and remember that you got this. And I want you to remember that you can change your reality. You can choose your reality. You know, the other day I came across an article and it was talking about parallel universes. So what that meant was there are 3 simultaneous planets going on at the same exact time. 3 parallel universes going on at the same exact time. 3 Earths. And on Earth, each Earth, there's COVID, where there's 50 million jobs lost, where there is an increase in suicides. On each Earth, there is protests. There is people that are struggling. And on each Earth, there is one version of you. On the first Earth, you decided to live your dreams. You decided to live your passion. You decided to live out your goal, but you let the naysayers tell you what to do. You let all of the heartache and you let all of the distraction and you believe that it was impossible because you believe what people were saying. But if you would have listened to Lao Tzu said, worry about the opinions of others and you will always be their prisoner. So now you're a prisoner of somebody who don't even know you. So now you're a prisoner of a limited belief. And then there's Earth number 2. That's where you're just giving up. That's where you don't even think a second thought. You're just like, all of this is going on for a reason. I'm just going to sit down and I'm just not going to do anything. I'm fine with the way things are going. And then there's Earth number 3. And that's the one where you looked at the power voice. You seen all the 20 power voices that came up. And you said it is possible for me. You say, you know what? I got this. You say, you know what? There's nothing wrong with me going out there and living out my dreams as well. My question to you is, which reality are you going to choose? 3 parallel Earths. Which one are you going to choose right now? Because when you look in that mirror, you can change your identity. Keep doing what it is that you're doing. If you're still looking at us right now, then that means you invested in us, and I want you to invest in you now because you have greatness. You're in the starting blocks. You cannot go black now. As a matter of fact, your desired self refused to let you go inside reverse. As a matter of fact, your desired self said that your dreams is tired of it staying stagnant inside park. Your desired self said that, you know what? It's going to take forever to you to get to your destination because you're dragging your feet. And we know that you need a push like you're in neutral. Your desired self is waiting for you to collect your thoughts, your dreams, and say it's possible. Put it in drive and go. Which one are you going to choose? Listen to you, because you got this. Choose your reality. My name is Stephen E. Ward, the imperfect speaker. This is my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Man, bruh, for real? You gonna come with him like that? Brother, Stephen, I absolutely love your energy, man. Thank you so much. You just came in and batted cleanup and just hit a grand slam and knocked it out of the park, bro. You got this.
Thank you.
To borrow a phrase, man. Thank you so much. You need to. I know that when we're speaking, you can't see all the comments as they're going live and stuff. You need to check it. We needed that. We needed exactly what you brought to close out this event. So thank you so much for bringing the energy and the life and the passion and the truth, brother. It was a 10 out of 10. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.